Welcome back, Integrated Science. I wanted to show you this demonstration where we look at Earth's energy driving geological processes from volcanic eruptions. Of course, we talked about volcanoes being activated and being presented in the way that they formed by converging plate boundaries, whether it's the converging plate boundaries of oceanic continental crust or oceanic, making these landforms. But now the energy that we says that drives plate movement is coming from way below in the Earth's surface. If you go all the way to the core, there is heat that is rising up the layers as we go from the core to the mantle to the crust. And it's the mantle where it's cooling down and the heat waves are moving in convection currents that's causing it to move. So now what I wanted you to see in this lab that I've already filmed is just that. I went to the lab, and you're going to look at how energy in Earth systems drives this idea with volcanic eruption. So you can do this with a beaker, some looks like tank rock that I got. It was random gravel and pebbles and things that we use. But you can see how it's used with the ideas of using a tea candle. And a tea candle is a very, very thin, waxy candle that you can get anywhere, Hobby Lobby, wherever. And I'll put that on a bottom. I'll cover it with wood, and then I will cover that with the bag of rocks and medium gravel. And then I add about 250 milliliters of water, and I turn it onto a hot plate. And then what you're going to see is when the water starts to boil, things starts to change. It's the same idea in which a lava lamp works. So now as we prepare this, I turn the heat on, and of course you got to be careful whenever you're using a heat lamp or a hot plate, not to burn yourself. Normally we have groups do this together and you can see this happen and drive, but you get the picture here with me doing it. I add the water, and you got to be careful with glass on a hot plate because glass can sometimes crack if you and then cause accidents and cut yourself with the heat when you apply heat to glass. So you always got to be careful and let it cool. I add the gravel to cover the tea candle, as you see. So you see it really good and submerged there. Then I add my water to cover it all. So as I do that, I covered the tea candle with wood. Now you could put the tea candle in the beaker, but in this case, I put the tea candle on the bottom. Either one will work. I go to medium heat, and then it takes a second for the water to boil because water is going to boil by convection current. So the hot plate is representing the core and heat rising, and this is going to be our crust and mantle. And notice how the wax will push through all those layers and rise to the top. Why? Because it's becoming less dense, and less dense objects will float. The more dense they are, they stay on the bottom. So it starts out as a very, very dense object, and when heat applies, all of that pushes up to the front. So I'm going to show you that again as you see the wax submerge through all those layers. So it's the same way that heat pushes through all of those medium layers of the Earth. This is representing the way energy is driven through the Earth's surface. Okay, guys, take care and answer these next questions based on participation.